Hello, everybody, and welcome to FKA the Pod. It's back. We're back. We're back. This is Seth. I'm your host this week, and I'm joined by Trent Tatum.
Hi.
And I'm also joined by Reed Wilson.
I'm back. Hello. Shout out to us. Shout out to Gettysburg. Shout out everybody.
Shout out to Gettysburg.
Hey,
Very horrible, but beautiful.
Beautiful, horrible FKA podcast we got right here. Okay. Trent's doing a podcast uphill. They said never do a podcast uphill, but he's doing a podcast uphill. Dude, what was he on about?
I think he just didn't know anything about Gettysburg. Like, I think that's what it was. But it's like, you don't have to speak about it if you don't know. But hey, so anyway, good vibes only. That's Don Snorleone himself. That's what they're calling him now because he fell asleep in court.
Brother, they're legal expenses. I put him down as legal expense. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, we've been going. The pod has been trending woke recently, and so in order for me to, I saw something I saw something at the store that I just had to get.
Liberal
in order
tears?
to tell you about here on the podcast. It is kind of liberal tears. It was on clearance at Publix recently.
It was a Plan B.
No. No, it's this
is it some
preamble.
free range? Oh, hell yeah.
Patriotic session lager, and it labels itself the official beer of freedom.
Oh,
interesting.
That's pretty good. I love a good freedom beer.
It's produced by the Armed Forces Brewing Company.
Those taste like fucking crayons.
Yeah, that sucks.
Motor oil and fucking dirt.
Who also make such beers as Death from Above, which is like Air Force themed, and Special Hops.
Okay.
Sure.
Special operatives. Good special operatives. Little black hops mission.
Black hops. So I've got that, and I've also got the bleach bottle vodka. But just wanted to let you guys know that I'm supporting freedom.
Well, I'm also drinking a beer. This time it's out of a bottle. It's the Elysian Men's Room Original Ale.
Oh, yeah, that leftist beer right there, drinking the men's room.
It's piss themed.
Yeah, it tastes like piss. That's the whole point. No, apparently, so Men's Room, Elysian Brewing Company, you may have heard of them. They're in Seattle, but there's also this like popular radio show in Seattle called The Men's Room. I think it's just supposed to be like vulgar funny or some shit. I haven't listened to it. But anyways, they did a collab, so it's a collab with the radio show.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's a beer for radio.
Yeah.
It's a good thing it's on a podcast. I got a Coca-Cola Zero. Shout out everything that they support as a Fortune 500 company. Good vibes only. Shout out USC.
75% of their political donations are Republican. The other 25% are Democrat.
Yeah, but good vibes only, and fuck USC, but good vibes only. Shout out to Caleb Williams. He's coming to Chicago, and now USC can burn. Who gives a shit? Nice. We got anything fun planned today? Or
we're all business. We're all business today, boys.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna take the shot real quick, and then I do have we talked about some news here, right? Mm-hmm. Trending zeitgeist here. I've got something else to talk about with one of our favorite news outlets, the New York Times, that I'll bring up soon. So we're gonna trend back woke, I think.
That's the failing New York Times. I have the New York Times game and the New York Times app for the service in a folder called the failing New York Times on my phone.
Interesting.
I got a good laugh out of it. Shout out the former P.
They're failing. P. Everyone knows they're failing. Well, I want to just tell you guys a little bit about this article that I saw. It's on Kotaku.com. You guys might have seen nerds. It's for nerds. You guys might have seen there's a figure, a bar chart from this article that's been shown on Twitter and stuff. But the headline of this article, this is by Zach Zwiesen, published on April 1st of 2024. It's not an April Fool's joke, though. It's the headline is, thanks to hits like Wordle, the New York Times is now a gaming company.
X.
Okay.
And so I can't share my screen on this software, but they've got this. They've got some data here on the amount of time that's spent on the New York Times app, and since like 2019, the amount of time spent reading news has steadily decreased, and the amount of time playing games has steadily increased. So much so that the amount of time spent playing games surpasses the amount of time spent reading actual news articles, reading recipes, and reading The Athletic, which they also own. So New York Times games accounts for more time than every other New York Times thing that they have.
Yeah. I have a theory.
Okay.
And it may be telling that this article that you're reading didn't mention this. But the New York Times Games app, I don't believe I've ever seen a single fucking ad on the New York Times Games app. All right? Or at least not one that interrupts my gaming time. Yeah. But
Okay.
if you take a trip onto the internet, onto like the NewYorkTimes.com or whatever website and try to read an article, you get like 2 sentences in and then they like fucking block the whole article.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I just started paying for New York Times about like a month or so ago. Ever since I started working and I had some disposable income and we got into these New York Times games heavily, I was like, I'm going to buy it because they give me a little promo. It's like $1 a month. But I pay more in like credit card charges than I do for the New York Times. Like the credit card charges me like $3 a month for the $1 charge. But like, I don't go on Google anymore because it sucks. And I used to use their little hot articles that'll send you like, here's news you think you might like. I don't have to use that anymore. I can use the New York Times to maybe read an article or two. But I'm spending hella time on these games. The mini today was garbage. The mini for 4/16/24 was the worst mini I've ever seen. Like whoever wrote the clue was an AI robot person who had never played football before. Where it's like
it's football related.
Yeah. Let me pull up the answers vamp for a second, but it was real dumb.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't know what they expected. Like when you put your fucking news behind a paywall.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. And so there are some other limitations here too. Like, yeah, I mean, you can't read unlimited articles, but you can go back every day. Like you probably get 5 free articles a month or whatever. That's pretty standard for these things, I guess. But like you can play the Wordle for free every day. You can play Connections for free every day. And this also is just based on the app. So, I mean, obviously you can't play Wordle on a physical newspaper, but this doesn't account for people who are reading this on maybe on the internet or this is just app based or physically New York Times. So it's not as bad as it seems.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy that like the amount of time spent playing games in like, 2018 was like nothing. And now it's like most of the time spent on the app is gaming.
So. They bought the Wordle. They don't have Quirtle though. They need to get Quirtle in their ecosystem. Because I kind of like Quirtle a little bit. It's kind of fun. Because I've been playing Wordle, and every day, like since I'm a premium member, it's like, see how you compare to the Wordle bot. And I'll go and I'll check and see how my answers go in. And I'm usually getting pretty unique scenarios. But every day the Wordle bot's like, you should have used Crane. You should have started with Crane every single day. You should start with
next
Crane.
Level, next gen analytics or whatever.
It's fucking crazy. If I use Crane every day, it's boring. You're never going to pick Crane ever.
Yeah.
I'll get farther if I put Taffy in. But anyway, 5 letters. Try to sack as a quarterback. And
try to sack as a quarterback.
Try to sack, comma, as a quarterback.
That doesn't make any sense. A quarterback doesn't sack.
Yeah, exactly. And the answer was run at.
Okay.
So right. There's another one about extra points in there, which is not what the term's actually called.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah, if they're failing New York Times mini. But
I guess they're trying to say, try to sack as in football, not as in like get fired, which I guess is like a Britishism that we don't really use very much. But yeah, it's.
But try to sack as a quarterback. I mean, I don't know, tackle.
Yeah.
Hit, or it's like anything better than run at.
And tackle, no, that's 6 letters, isn't it? But anyway.
Yeah.
But
Smack.
speaking of newspapers, I have been thinking for a while now. Like, I don't know if you guys still get on TikTok very much, but there's this like looming ban, right? That's
Good riddance.
kind of happening on TikTok. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. I fully plan to wake up one day and TikTok be like, "Sorry, you can't watch me." But I've been thinking it could be a good idea once that actually happens to just get into reading a newspaper.
Yeah, good luck finding one.
Seattle Times. They're giving those things away, dude. They're giving them away.
Who do people like? How do people who like the paper mache things? How are they coping right now? No newspapers.
I tried to read an article from the Tuscaloosa News the other day, and they were trying to charge me money to read an article online, and I was like, "No shot! I'm going to pay you. If I'm going to pay anybody, I'm going straight to the top. I'm getting Wall Street Journal, New York Times. No.
I used to read hella AL.com articles back in the day.
Well, it was like, the University of Alabama, they had their spring game, and I was like, what are the takeaways? We got a new coach. I want to get some. I obviously didn't watch it. Who cares? But I wanted to get some takeaways from right. We've got a new coach. How are things going? But then it's like, just show me an ad. I don't know. I'm not going to pay Tuscaloosa News. Anyway, there's some more, just some other stuff here. I would like to read a physical newspaper too. This article says technically the New York Times has been releasing games since 1942 when it started releasing the crossword. So they've been a games company for a long time.
More of a puzzle, if you ask me.
However, since 2014, the Times has invested heavily in growing its digital game business and services as newspaper subscriptions dwindle. In 2022, following the breakout success of Wordle, New York Times purchased it for an undisclosed 7-figure sum, which I think was a really great investment. The Times news app hasn't seen much growth since January 2020, barring a few spikes during an election period or other major global event. But the games app has increased in popularity since then. So
they got to get Strands in the app. Get Strands in the app. I'm tired of having to open up Safari and play Strands separately. Get it in there. Even though sometimes I think Strands has a balancing issue. It's like a crossword game where like if you get one hint, sometimes the puzzle is just done. Like you get one hint and then it's game over. You find all the answers immediately. And then other times it's like the hardest shit in the world.
Yeah. The hardest thing for me is like the hint at the beginning does nothing.
Yes.
It does absolutely nothing 90% of the time. So I don't know how you solve that, but that's my issue with it.
And like everyone finishes it every day. So like it's really just like how many light bulbs do you get in your picture, but like the light bulbs don't feel as bad as you missing the problem. I agree. Losing in Wordle and losing in connections feels a lot worse than just having 4 light bulbs in my Strands answer today.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sending in 8-line connections answers without all 4 of the lines in them every day almost. It feels way worse than the Strands, which I just knock out of the park almost all the time. But everyone is.
Yeah.
Let me sell my spelling bees. That's what I need. I need you to let me sell in my spelling bees and the letter box because I'm good at those and there's no score on them.
Yeah, I don't like those, man. I don't like having to come up with my own words. You know what I'm saying? I want the words to already be there.
Yeah, it's a newspaper. You should have the words for me.
I want the words to be there.
Word at me.
Do you guys think that New York Times is ever going to parlay this into having like, New York Times is releasing, their brand new MMO or
new Halo? New Halo's on. Your daily match of Slayer on Halo.
Dude, I mean, it would be kind of cool, right? They're a newspaper company, and I don't care about esports, right? But like, I don't know if they start integrating, who's the best at Wordle, they put that in the sports section or something. Who did the connections the best this week? What are the stats?
Yeah, they need a leaderboard that like is relevant that I can see that I don't have to click into.
So. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
The Men's Pro Wordle Championship. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I placed in the under 17 connections bracket when I was younger.
And he got
So I don't know.
a Spanish trophy. Jeez.
Yeah. So I had that to bring up. I have some other stuff with like, I don't know what you would call this. Companies mixing stuff up.
Like charging, like inflating their weights on their groceries.
No, I don't have this one. What, you have this one?
Yeah,
What is
Walmart's getting a
this?
class action lawsuit against them because they're, like the self checkouts, how they have like little scales, like, oh, you have like 0.9 pounds of banana, or whatever.
Yeah.
Walmart's been juicing the numbers on the banana scale at the self checkout.
That seems like such a minor way to like earn extra money. It's like, 1 pound of bananas versus 2 pound of bananas is like 50 cents or whatever. Like your produce is not where you're making your money, I don't think.
Yeah, 6 ounce, 7 ounce, 8 ounce bunch. Just kind of rack them shits up.
Yeah.
But they're getting sued. They probably made like $1 billion off of it because like one of every $4 grocery dollars is spent at Walmart.
That's pretty crazy.
Damn. Yeah, that is nuts.
Like
That is
$25 of every 100.
Meanwhile, up here in Seattle and the surrounding areas, dude, the Walmart next to my office closed like 2 years ago.
That is crazy.
There's
a
a
Walmart closing.
Well, there's not a new player. There's another player in town is the problem. There's
Whole
another,
Foods?
what's it called? I think I saw the term for it the other day, like hypermarket.
Oh,
it's like bigger than super.
Yeah, there's another
Okay.
hypermarket in the
Gigamarket.
game. It's called Fred Meyer.
Okay, Fred
Ever
Meyer.
heard of Fred
wait,
Meyer?
Fred Meyer or Meijer? Like Meyer? Just Meyer, or is it called Fred Meyer?
It's just Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer's
Fred
Meyer's from fucking Michigan.
No, it's Fred space Meyer Meyer.
Oh, not Meyer, Meijer. Ooh, who gives a shit? Shout out Michigan. Shout out Meyer. Shout out Fred. Fred can eat it.
Well, anyways, Fred Meyer sells Carhartt clothing. That's pretty rad. All right, that's all.
That is crazy.
I almost bought some double knee carpenter pants there the other day, but I thought about it and I was like, maybe I don't need those.
Yeah, it's called Fred Meyer Hypermarket Company.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's pretty wild.
When did we jump from super to hyper? Was there anything in between? Is there anything after?
There's got to be a Giga Market somewhere. We got to get a Giga Market. Just
Yeah.
the world's largest truck stop might turn into a Giga Market if it had groceries.
Bucky's
Bucky's Giga Market.
Giga gas station.
Yeah, see, but Fred Meyer doesn't have that cloud at the end of the day because they're owned by Kroger.
Yep.
Oh, I
So
see.
not as cool as Walmart or Meyer, even though Walmart's gross. Yeah. Walmart's disgusting. I hate going to Walmart.
Yeah.
I hit that point when I became an adult. It was like I used to shop at Walmart all the time in college, and then I became an adult. I'm like, it's gross being in here. It's just, it sucks, and it takes 30 minutes to check out.
It used to be cheaper, right? It used to be like Target was fancy, so you go to Walmart because it's cheaper, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's all the same. It's all expensive and bad.
I started just buying shit online. Like Amazon groceries was the same price as Walmart, and I didn't have to walk around the grocery store and self-check myself out.
Yeah, you both live somewhere where I think you could have some feasible large company deliver these things to you. I could do Walmart delivery, maybe even Target delivery, but I don't know. I love Walmart. The closest grocery store to me, which is like a half mile from me, is Winn-Dixie, and this Winn-Dixie is trash. This is like the only Winn-Dixie I've ever been to, but it's horrible, and it's like really expensive. It's like twice as much as the Walmart, so I go to the Walmart neighborhood market.
Isn't there like a giant Publix over there too?
There's a pub. There are like 10 grocery stores within 2 miles of me. It is kind of crazy. I only go to 2 of them.
Tuscaloosa and Northport have way too many grocery stores for a town of 35,000 people.
Well, it increases by a great deal at some points,
Yeah.
at least doubles every fall.
So the other sort of company, want to get your beat on this is Disney Plus related news. Have you guys heard this news?
Oh yeah.
Yet?
Oh yeah. They're reinventing the wheel, baby.
Disney Plus is coming out with channels. So you can turn on Disney Plus and change it to the Marvel channel, and it'll always be playing something from Marvel. Or you can turn on Disney Plus and turn it to National Geographic, or you can turn on Disney Plus and turn it to like classic Disney movies.
Okay.
And so it has live channels that play the on-demand stuff off demand, I guess you would call it.
Is there like a schedule?
Yeah, you can
go
probably
in and
check
look
out
at the
the
TV
schedule.
guide?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know they're just reinventing TV, and it's really easy to dunk on. But I kind of like this. I like
Yeah.
this a lot because
Have you tried it out?
No, I don't have Disney Plus, but I like
I
the
don't think it's
concept.
out yet.
I like the concept because like back in the day, you scroll through TV and like, oh shit, I missed the boring part of the beginning of the movie. Now I can like watch the last part of Forrest Gump. Like or I can watch Shawshank Redemption. You know, after he gets I missed the whole shower scene, or I just like
The sisters.
Yeah. Just like I get to go see like the good part of the movie because I skipped the beginning, right? Like I just kind of can skip it, or I don't have to choose. A lot of the times I go on these streaming services and I don't pick nothing. I just kind of look at all this stuff and I don't pick it.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you completely. I probably, would never do this. Like if I'm like, I don't have cable either, so maybe I'm more likely to do it. But like, I think that there's like a certain barrier to you choosing something, and there's less of a barrier than like, oh, it's on. I could just say yes. Or like if you have friends or family or something going on, you could just like turn on the TV, and it's not like I have to choose something.
It's like,
and,
why
like,
the fuck
justify
did
my
Seth
decision?
pick Ant-Man 3? Why?
It's just
hell yeah.
it's on.
Hell yeah.
Why is
Actually
watching?
really
Why
like
did why did Seth pick Echo? What the fuck is going on?
And then also, I think that something like Spotify has really like figured this stuff out already. They've got a bunch of stuff where you don't have to pick what you're listening to. They've got stuff where they have stations that you can do, and they have stuff that's like created just for you that you can do. So like,
So you can listen to the same 15 songs every day.
Yeah, that's true, dude. I feel like too maybe another plus for this. Yeah, you guys have convinced me that it's a good thing.
Another Disney Plus for this.
Yeah, you're right. Is that
another ESPN Plus for this?
Boo, okay, derivative.
What about a Hulu Plus?
No, we want Apple TV Plus. But anyways,
what about a Paramount?
I feel like maybe one thing, as I'm looking at myself as an adult, I feel like I don't really get enough errands and chores done ever.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And I feel like, looking back, maybe my parents did get enough errands and chores done because they didn't have the option to choose what they were watching all the time.
And they didn't have the compulsion to always listen to something.
Well, if they did, they would just turn on fucking Judge Judy because it was 3 p.m. and it was on. You know what I'm saying?
That was it.
So that's what I'm thinking. You can just fucking turn on Disney Plus and something will be playing and you're like, I don't really want to watch this. So you like go and fucking like fold your laundry,
Oh, okay.
You like get shit done because what's on the TV isn't really something that you want to watch.
Yeah.
It's there.
You guys, how like everyone our age or like everyone everywhere now at this point kind of listens to music like a lot, like all the time when they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So back in the day, like the 80s and the 90s and stuff, when Walkmans and Walkwomans and iPods weren't really popular.
Walkmans.
Walkmans. Yeah. They didn't have a Zoom, right? A Zune. Like people had these little radios and they were listening to a genre called smooth jazz. Because that was basically like the workflow EDM background noise of
that was their lo-fi hip hop girl.
Yeah, that was their lo-fi hip hop.
They didn't have a white noise channel
jazz.
On the radio.
Yeah, now but smooth jazz is dead. But we got lo-fi hip hop girl and Gamer Boy. Dude,
Gamer Boy
across
swag.
the street was across the street or whatever that was.
Let me Google that. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could cue my own stuff, like into like. Here's all the stuff that I liked. I put into my list that I'm never going to watch, ever. I'm never going to pick it, but I think I might want to watch it someday, right?
Yeah, you need to make a playlist on on like Disney Plus, and then just click a shuffle button, and then it'll play that. Yeah, I like that. Actually.
Yeah, but he's like 4 different, like, here's list 1 mix, list 2 mix, like how Spotify does it, right? Maybe they'll put like a thumbnail or 2 thumbnails of like 2 different properties, and they'll put it on there. It's like, oh, you're gonna get something like this. You put it on there. Might not, they'll just put me like halfway through a movie, like I'm halfway through The Gray Man, or like halfway through. I actually watched The Gray Man. I was trying to think of a Netflix movie.
That's good. No, that's a good example. I heard, Gray Man, it had a lot of PR, and then I don't know if anybody really watched it. I'm sure a lot of people did.
I liked it. I think people don't like it because it's not much, but it's Ryan Gosling being cool. Speaking of Ryan Gosling being cool, he was on Saturday Night Live. He was being real cool.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to Ken.
I heard there was one sketch that really popped off. The Beavis and Butthead one.
Oh, I saw that on TikTok after the fact. Cause I only watched like the first 4 or 5 skits, and they got to a long commercial break, and I dipped out. That one was weird. He really sold the Beavis and Butthead thing. We got the teeth in there. They did some singing. Yeah. They brought back Papyrus. We love a good Papyrus meme. That was iconic. They had Chris Stapleton, I think. I think that was him. I don't know. They had a country dude with a beard on there, not Jelly Roll. So I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
It's probably Chris Stapleton. They also, I don't know if it was this week or the week before, but they had Caitlin Clark on it in preparation for the WNBA draft, which just occurred.
Which was 2 days ago. Nope. 3 days. Which was Monday. Yeah. So 3 days ago, as of today. Yeah. Shout out Indiana, I guess, but shout out to Chicago Sky. They got 3 ballers in the first 13 picks. Like, we got Angel Reese at 7. We got like the tallest chick in the world out of South Carolina at number 3, and we got like a 6-foot, 40% shooter. So Chicago Sky is going to be a top 12 WNBA team for sure.
Did you say top 12? Okay.
That's like 50 percentile, bro.
There's only 12.
Oh shit! Okay, there's only 12 teams.
Yeah,
that's fucked. That's crazy, actually.
Chicago Sky won like 2020 though, so we could be back. But we got the dog. We got 2 dogs coming. But yeah, so that's WNBA. So her salary was going around today and producing a lot of memes because she's gonna be making less than I'm gonna be making. At least salary wise, she'll probably get some fat deal somewhere.
Yeah, no, she will end up making a lot more than you, Reed.
I don't know. Salary wise, I'm there. I don't know what to tell you.
Base
salary is higher than hers. Okay.
Hey, well, yeah, nobody has reached out to us for NIL deals for us here on the pod yet, but we're open to sponsorships and stuff like that.
You can't get an NIL deal as an adult. That's college only.
Well, whatever it is, we're open to that as well. So yeah, Armed Forces Brewing Company. We're probably not the right fit for your company. The beer's fine though, honestly.
It'll work for anyone but the Jesus Company, whatever that is. Like the He Gets Us. Work for
He Gets Us. I don't want to wash feet in a commercial. Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I got a He Gets Us commercial on TikTok the other day, and I reported it. I reported it. Why? They were like, "Why are you reporting this?" And I was like, "You shouldn't be advertising religion. It's a scam."
Yeah.
I report hella ads on Twitter because like they're bad. Like they're just, some of them are just terrible. Like where it's like, oh, this is just proper. This is just like anti-Semitic news. This is terrible. This is just not great.
Yeah.
This is real mean. This is just you posting about your gambling habits. I don't want to see this. How is this an ad? Get out of here. You know?
Well, touching on the idea of religion, something I like to do, right? I'm associated. This is kind of good vibes. It's fun and interesting. I'm associated with a public university. Mm-hmm. But one thing that's true of all public organizations is that you can like look up their financial statements. And so if you're curious about like what somebody makes, if they work for a public organization or a nonprofit, if you're curious about the financial status of local religious groups and stuff like that, you can find all that information online.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was doing this the other day, and there is a religious group located here in Tuscaloosa that has like $10 million in an endowment. Like in
the Highland?
It's no, I don't know how much that one has, but this is a different one.
It's the Nick Saban Catholic Church.
It's not even that one. It's a different one.
It's not the Saint Saban Church.
That one probably.
This is the one that I parked at all the time by the school. The one off the
no, it's not that one. See, there's so many of them, and that's where all the money is in this town. So, but that's something interesting. You can go on there and see they have to report that stuff. So it's like, last year they got, this is just like, it's not a small church, but it's not like, whatever, Vatican City or whatever, but they got like, 1.5 million in donations last year, of which they had to pay out like 1.2 million. So they added like 300K to the endowment, which is already like $10 million. And then in their financial stuff, they have to talk about like how their endowment is doing, and their endowment increased by like 10%. Because basically this church just owns, like $2 million of, Amazon stock or whatever.
They own all the taco mamas.
Dude, it could be. I don't know how they've invested it, but I think it's
taco casas. That's what I mean.
Could be.
Gross.
It's just funny to think about, like, somewhere in like a church basement, there are a bunch of like old people who are meeting to discuss how to invest millions of dollars of not their money to safeguard it, like for the Lord or whatever.
I'll give you some little inside information. I have a buddy who works at like a financial institution in which the Southern Baptist Church holds an account, and they've got 26 billion.
Okay, and what are they going to do with that?
Fucking praise Dale. That's it. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. What if they wanted to wash feet or feed the sick or whatever? Couldn't they do that?
They're going to give it to the Republican Party. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, that's going to Clarence. That's going to Clarence Silence. They can't find him. He's getting silenced by a bunch of gummy bears or stuff. Whatever tweets I saw earlier today. Fuck that guy.
No, man.
I saw a movie, though. Speaking of fuck that guy, I saw Ungentlemanly People. I saw The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which comes out tomorrow or tonight at like 10 o'clock if you want to.
You got an early screener, huh?
I went to an early screener of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, the new Guy Ritchie film. It's got Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson, who's Jack Reacher. And by the way, he's like the biggest dude in the fucking world. He's crazy. He's crazy huge. Like, it's like this. He kind of threw me out of the movie because it's like this is like a World War II movie, sort of.
Yeah.
It's
this
like
guy's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's ginormous, but it's about Henry Cavill. They're in his little team of bad guys doing a little secret mission to blow up a bunch of Nazis.
So they're not bad guys. Yeah,
no, they're good guys. They're good guys the whole time. They're just like they're a little unsavory. They're not afraid to not follow the rules.
They're scoundrels. They're scallywags.
Yeah, they're kind of like scoundrels. Yeah.
Okay.
And like the movie's really good.
Unsavory scoundrels.
Yeah, they're
Inglorious bastards.
They're ungentlemanly.
That's so funny.
Oh shit. That's funny.
Unsavory scoundrels.
I think
it was good.
It's a good movie. I think it's pretty campy. It's like an action camp movie. That's how I would describe it. Okay. It's like okay. It's definitely got the Guy Ritchie going on, where it's like, it's not. This is definitely artistry going on here. Definitely not a lot of subtlety, not a lot of nuance. It's a lot of just it's a fun movie. It's kind of trying to have fun, but like the second act's kind of slow. It focuses on like there's three groups of people. There's the main gentleman, Henry Cavill's crew. There's like the people back at MI6. You got M, who apparently is and Winston Churchill. They're doing their thing, running the ops back at the thing. You got Henry Cavill and his group, and then you have like two others who are doing like they're trying to blow up some Nazi shit on an island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So there's two folks doing like recon and some other kind of mission shit on the island. When they're doing their parts, not that, it's kind of boring or whatever. But Henry Cavill's part's real cool and his crew.
Yeah. I do love a movie where it's like, okay, we've got the team together, and your job is this. Like, I mean, the Ocean's 11 stuff, where it's like you're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and then we've got different jobs, but all these jobs are going to coalesce into our big crescendo here, where we're going to, blow up Hitler or whatever. But unfortunately, I believe they are going to fail to blow up Hitler, because he famously did not get blown up.
No, so the plot of this one is they're blowing up, like the U-boats are going crazy. So like the UK, like the England can't get its supply chain in. We can't help them out because we're like, hey, we're not trying to fuck with the U-boats, the Lusitania and all that garbage. So they send the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare down to go blow up the place that they're like salvaging and like repairing the U-boats and supplying them. So they go and they steal that shit and blow it all up and whatnot. And it's based on a real story, apparently. This Gus March Phillips and Marjorie Stewart were like very decorated people. Like all the people, they were kind of real, sort of like based on a true story loosely.
Yeah.
This is obviously dramatized. Isa Gonzalez, she's one of the boring people on the island.
She's doing recon.
She's doing recon, and she looks real good in her costume at one point in the thing.
Okay.
Cool.
So and then they go, everyone kills someone. Like at least everyone who's on this island kills somebody.
Everyone gets something. Okay.
Equal opportunity killing doesn't pass the Bechdel test, though, I will say. But
okay.
Monkey versus Kong Godzilla did pass the Bechdel test.
So, nice, dude.
Is it important? Does Godzilla have a gender?
No, but I don't, he's definitely not, he's a guy.
Mothra, I think, has a gender and is a woman.
Mothra's queen.
Yeah, she's the queen of the monsters.
So I don't know. I feel like that might be important for Bechdel test purposes, but
the teacher talks to the science lady about her daughter, and it's not about the plot.
Okay.
And she's not a man, so therefore it's fine.
Interesting. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah.
And
also, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say just real quick, I'm not really interested in this film, Reed. I like this discussion we had here. I will not see this movie. Sorry.
That's okay. It's like a 7. It's getting like a 7 out of 10. It's like a fun Guy Ritchie movie. If you like Guy Ritchie movies, you'd probably.
You kind of got me with artistry. All right.
Oh, it's not okay. No, it's not. It's not artsy. It's just like it's campy. It's campy.
This is the guy who made Sherlock Holmes. You know, which the Sherlock Holmes one they were cool. Those ones.
Yeah,
so.
It's Sherlock Holmes and like The Gentleman and Man from U.N.C.L.E. I was hoping this would be a little bit like Man from U.N.C.L.E., and it's a little more goofy than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like at one point, one dude shoots an arrow directly through somebody. They're like, "Oh, that guy got killed by an arrow. Where's the arrow? It's through him, attached into a tree." Like, have you
either of you watched the Fallout TV show? Any of that?
Oh, I have heard good things about it. I'm interested in seeing it.
Is that what you were about to transition to,
Trent? No, not at all. But
he's fucking with this camera big time.
My cat freaking knocked over my camera. Okay.
I've only watched one episode of Fallout, and I don't have that much to say. But there is this one part where this guy is like, he's shooting at other people, but the way that he's doing it is he sticks a gun in somebody's mouth, and so he's like shooting other people through the back of this guy's skull. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. He's using VATS.
No, there hasn't been any VATS yet, but I hope so soon.
So I think I've seen 5 episodes. They all came out at the same time, right? So we're not going to wait. I think it's okay. I feel like I know it's not low budget at all. All right. I know they paid a lot of money to make this shit, but it feels low budget.
Okay.
And I mean, I enjoy it, but also it's kind of like, to me, it's like they only made this for people who have ever played the Fallout video games.
That's what it seems like. That's what I've heard as well. Not like The Last of Us, where just like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
The Last of Us was also boring as a video game.
Mm-hmm. So like big budget company make a movie or a TV show about a video game, and it's only for the people who have ever played the video game. Is kind of disappointing. That's all.
Have you played the video games?
Yeah, I played 3.
A little bit.
I played Fallout 3. Yeah, but it's doing really, really well for the actual video game, like on Steam. Like 60,000 people started playing like various different versions, or like that's just based off Steam numbers just in this past weekend. Like 29,000 people played Fallout New Vegas for like on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is like, and that game came out 10 or more years ago.
More than that, for sure. Yeah.
It did encourage me to go back and play Fallout 4. I played Fallout New Vegas kind of recently, like within the last couple of years. And Fallout 4, I guess, came out probably, I don't know.
I was in high school.
Yeah, now it's, wow, like 10 years ago. But it's good as well.
8.
Okay, yeah, sorry. But yeah, that was just something I wanted to bring up because I've watched exactly one episode and I really enjoyed it. But then again, I played hours and hours and hours of the Fallout games. So.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but it's not like good.
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good, but it's not like Last of Us good.
Sure,
but I haven't seen it. And I didn't really like Fallout 3, so who knows?
The music is tight. I'll say that.
Walton Goggins is there.
The Gogs, I love the Gogs.
I do really like what's his name, Maximus.
Is that Rico?
I don't know who that is.
From Hannah Montana, the short dude.
No. That's who that is. No, that's not Rico.
Maximus is in the Brotherhood of Steel.
He looks like Cuba Gooding Jr., so I've been calling him Cuba Gooding Jr.
But anyways, yeah, good show. You should check it out.
Yeah.
I recently watched a movie that I had been wanting to watch for a while, and it was on, I guess it was on Hulu. Is that what it was?
Aaron Clifton Moten.
No. Maybe, I don't know what it was on. But it's Poor Things. Have you guys heard anything about Poor Things?
Is that the Emma Stone one?
Yeah. I've heard of Poor Things, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard various different things.
Uh-huh.
Like the worst thing I heard was a description of what it is. Frankly, that was like
yeah, dude. It's funny because the ads and the trailers for this movie are like, look at this funny movie about this quirky girl.
Yeah,
right.
It's like a child's brain in an adult's body, right?
Yeah. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what's going on here. There's like an evil scientist played by what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
No.
Bruce
The
Banner.
Lighthouse. The Lighthouse.
Frankenstein.
Guy.
Willem Dafoe.
There's like a evil scientist. Well, maybe not evil. Mad scientist played by Willem Dafoe, who comes across this like dead woman somehow. I'm not gonna like give away as I'm gonna give away as little as I can, but still give you a plot. I wish my cat would get off the counter above me so he doesn't knock over my fucking camera again. But if it happens, it happens. He finds this like dead woman and she's pregnant. And so he takes the baby's brain and puts it in the woman so the woman is alive, but then has to like raise the woman like a baby, sort of.
Yeah, and I'm not a doctor.
Uh-huh.
But this feels a little far fetched from the beginning.
Well, the whole movie is far fetched. Like the settings are far fetched, right? Everything is. It's like
Frankenstein. I get it. It's
kind of. It's like if Wes Anderson decided he wanted to make a movie that was almost a horror movie, but not quite.
Okay.
And it's weird. It's kind of funny. But anyways, Mark Ruffalo's character comes along and sees this woman acting like a baby and is like, I love that woman. I want to take her around the world. And so they go like to a bunch of different locations and shit. Stuff happens. That's as much as I'm going to say. But anyways, fun little drinking game to play, I would say, in this film is take a shot or no, don't take a drink every time you see Emma Stone's nipples. Because it happens a fuck ton, dude. It's crazy.
It's hashtag free the nip. I heard this is like a big feminist movie.
Sure, yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I didn't get feminist vibes from the movie. Halfway through, I was like, I'm surprised that Emma Stone like wanted to do this role.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Well, she got an Oscar for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Emma Stone is working with the same director. There's another movie that's coming out this year because Poor Things came out 2023. This next movie's coming out 2024. It also has Willem Dafoe and probably some other people who were in the previous movie too. I wonder if they just shot them like back to back or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't seen the film. I don't know if I will. But there's some like weird sexual stuff in it, is what I've heard, and I can see how this could be perceived as a feminist thing because it's like, you know, learning about that and like. But I don't know. I haven't seen the film, but I can also see how people could be like, "Oh no, that is super weird."
It's kind of creepy. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. That's weird for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it was very artsy. You know, I was interested,
so you were interested in this artsy movie, but the artsy movies, the Ministry of Ungenderly Warfare, where they're just killing people and blowing shit up. That one you're not interested into. You want to see the nipple movie. Where it's
Sure, yeah, whatever. But no, I mean, it's like I've never seen a movie that had the sort of like feeling that this movie had. And I really like movies that make me feel ways that I've never felt before, you know? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's cool. You can watch it if you want. It's not for everybody. Probably not for most people. It's okay.
Dude, this is a fire like editor blurb from Angela J. Bastian of Vulture. This isn't a sincere treatise on female sexuality. It's a dark comedy for people who carry around an NPR tote bag. Which I just think is a crazy burn. It's just a fantastic burn.
That is kind of good, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow.
I also saw Shrek 2, 20th anniversary. It was cool. It still holds up. Probably the best movie I saw this past week.
Okay, so what's Shrek 2? What happens in 2 versus 1?
They go to meet the parents. They go to far, far away.
Okay.
They go to meet the parents' dad, who's the frog, who's like the frog prince. But you don't know that until the end. He doesn't like Shrek because he's a fucking ogre.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and like he's an ogre. It's like, oh yeah, obviously you kind of fucked this whole thing up. So he tries to kill him because the fairy godmother and him were in cahoots to get him to marry Prince Charming, who is like a real
human.
He's a real
a white guy.
He's way worse than a white guy. Okay, as resident white people, we don't claim him.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
But he sucks. He's real vapid and whatnot. He tries to kill him, but it doesn't work. Shrek ends up drinking a potion and becomes a human.
Yeah,
and then
he kind of just looks like Prince Charming, but with black hair. Basically.
Yeah, he looks kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but
for sure,
everyone thinks he's hot and whatnot. And Donkey becomes a horse, and then they go and go and do a sick like break into the castle to I Need a Hero. They get a giant fucking gingerbread guy named Mongo, and they break that shit down. They do a sick O.J. Simpson callback.
Oh yeah, you're right, dude.
Yeah,
they do like a helicopter, like what is it, like a road chase?
They do a cop thing. They call it Knights, and then they're like pushing them around. They find catnip on Puss in Boots, and they're like, three men chasing a white Bronco because that's what.
That's funny. Wow.
And R.I.P. I guess, or rest. Or OJ died.
Don't even rest.
Yeah, it's like an OJ died, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
What's up, Twitter world? OJ's dead.
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, it's been so long since I've seen Shrek 2. I really need to watch it again. Holy
you could have saw it at AMC theaters for $5 this past weekend. Damn. Not anymore though.
Damn, that's
probably what it cost back in the day to get into a movie.
Yeah, huge.
Did they show the big American Idol shit at the end? Is that just a DVD
that's
exclusive?
A special feature. But they still end it with La Vida Loca.
The music in the Shrek movies was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They have Funky Town in this one. They have I Need a Hero. It's called Holding Out for a Hero, I think. They got Changes and they got Living La Vida Loca. Those are the main ones that I remember the most. But like, they got Accidentally in Love, and no one from the first one, no one can forget.
That was made for Shrek.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
That's
which is
crazy.
Also a banger.
Yeah, that's actually wild. I didn't know that. That's nuts.
That song is so good. So anyway, I didn't see any movies. I haven't seen a film. I saw one episode of Fallout. That's it. Got to catch the new Shogun soon because we're coming up to the end here. We got to see if Yoshi Toranaga can take it all the way. But I did go to a party this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a party of my girlfriend's coworker.
Yeah, right. What's your girlfriend's name?
My girlfriend Jill. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it was like one of the first like kind of like adult parties that I've been to in the role of like an adult.
Okay, yeah.
What do you mean?
Because like I've been to parties that have a lot of adults there, like as like with my parents, and been like in the role of like my parents' kid. You know what I mean? Or like a family thing where it's like there are a lot of adults here, but like I'm part of the family and I'm like categorized as a kid. But this is like, I'm in this upper level, and people brought like their children who were like 5 to 12 or whatever. So like I can't hang out with them. I got to hang out with people who are between 30 and 75.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I understand now. That sucks.
You remember when I told you that I had to go to like or I didn't have to, but I went to like a housewarming party, and then I went to like a baby shower and shit like that?
Yeah.
It's bad. Adult parties are not fun, man.
No, mixed age party is not good. Keep the demographic similar. Don't be striding. I don't want to go to Easter celebrations. Like that's only when I'm 40 and or have kids. Like I don't really want to be. I don't want to be doing that. I'm trying to go in, get my plate, and leave.
Yeah, so it was interesting for sure. And then it's also like, in some ways I'm empathizing more with the children who are like running around shooting Nerf guns at each other, jumping on the trampoline and stuff like that. But in some ways I'm also empathizing with the parents because they're like, stop running around. They're like people trying to like eat their potluck food here, and stop touching all the cookies on the buffet table or whatever, because they were just like running their hands all over these things. And so it's like, just kind of like smack dab in the middle between these two groups of people.
Makes it easy not to eat the cookies when they got fucking kid boogies on them. I ain't touching that shit. It's his fucking mouth.
Oh yeah.
And I had two pieces of business. So the other lo-fi girl, the lo-fi boy, he's synthwave radio beats to chill / game to. That's what his is called. And he has a dog instead of a cat. So it's like the bizarro version of lo-fi girl. And then having channels on Disney Plus, there's a streaming service that already does this. It's Shudder, which is like a horror only streaming service, which is kind of weird, I think. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Shudder, I hardly know her.
Got her.
Oh.
Yeah. So let us know if you like the idea of having commercials on your streaming services. Let us know what you think about Poor Things. Let us know if you've been to an adult party or kids party.
Dude, how about this? Let us know what your favorite song from the DVD exclusive extra from Shrek 2 is. All right.
Yeah.
I want to hear your favorite American Idol performance by your favorite Shrek character.
Where should they let us know this stuff?
You can get at us everywhere. We're at FK the Pod on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Threads, and at FKthepod@gmail.com. Thanks. Bye. We need a listener.
Thank you for listening to the FKA Pod. Follow us on Twitter at FKA the Pod.